Morning. It's Saturday morning, about 9:30, and let's see, started on the barn on Wednesday afternoon, so I had half a day Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and it's coming along good. But I had to take a little detour this morning to pick up a chairlift from Wildcat. So this is a quad, Doppelmayr quad chair. The lift was installed in 1997, and they're retiring these chairs, and they auctioned them off as a part of a charity auction for the Berlin Parks and Rec Association. So I got one in the auction. I don't know what I want it for or why I want it or what I'm going to do with it, but I've got one. So now I got to get this unloaded, and beautiful day, perfect blue sky, calm at the moment, although I hear the wind's supposed to pick up, and got some snow last night. I mean, not a lot, but there was dusting on the ground. You can see it on the roof over there. And it was cold this morning, in the 20s, and last night, but the ground's frozen, and it's supposed to warm up a little bit today, not too much, and then be even warmer tomorrow. So let's get this chair unloaded and get after it. So my plan this morning was to start working on the beam right away after I get back from getting the chairlift. But then I thought, well, before I put anything on these cement blocks in terms of temporary posts or whatever, maybe I'll fill those with cement. I thought, there's only about a dozen holes there in those blocks, this part of the wall here. I thought, how much cement could that take? I'm always surprised how much cement you go through. So I went through six 80-pound bags. So another almost 500 pounds of cement. I put 600 pounds in the footing the other day. So I got another 1,000 pounds worth of concrete in here now, which is good, I guess. It's got to give it some substance to sit on. So I did that, and now it's, what is it? I got a late start because of the chairlift thing, but it's 12:15 now, and I haven't even started cutting this beam. So that's what I'm on to next. Actually, I got some pressure treated sill plates that I'm going to put on here first. And that'll help, at least that'll cover the cement and keep it warm. I used hot water, 20 gallons, or actually it was 15 gallons of water almost this morning, and 20 gallons the other day in this concrete. So it's a lot of weight there between the water and the cement. Anyway, and I've been carrying it around, so I've been using hot water to keep it warm. It's really warm now. It warmed up fast today, and the sun's really blazing on this thing, so that should be good for right now. Let this hopefully set up a little bit. Anyway, on to working on the beam, and I'll check back in. I've been trying to cut this lap joint here, and it's killing me with the regular hand saws. So I went poking around the barn and found this old guy, and it's not in great shape. It's kind of got some pretty bad cracks. The blade's a little loose, but the shackle to tighten it is as tight as it can go. So I tried tightening it more, but it can't. But man, it cruises so much better even still. I mean, I'm not sure it's made for cutting, ripping like this, but whew, those big teeth works better. So I'm gonna give that more of a shot and hopefully get the rest of this lap joint off. All right, finally got that lap joint cut. Whew, that was a breaker. It took me, I think it took me an hour. About, that's a lot of work. My shoulders feel that. I've cut 3 of them now. Actually, 4, two full joints, or 4 cuts. Anyway, now we're gonna lift this thing up and put it in place and see if it fits. God, I hope so. If I have to cut another one, I think I'll just leave. Woo! Look at that thing. Fits like a glove. So it's crooked now because I haven't jacked it yet. So I'm just trying to get these 2 beams connected at the same angle, and then once I get it bolted together, I'll start to jack the whole thing to where it needs to be. I gotta get a little tighter here. I've got some 8-inch bolts to go through this too. I'm pretty happy with it though. It took a lot of fidgeting and maneuvering to get it in here, but gotta come up an inch, 3/4 of an inch down at that end just to make contact with the beam above it, and then it'll be jacking after that. This one is tight under this post. That's pretty good. So I think I'll get this thing bolted up and see if I can get it straight. That's it. Looking good here. Got this joint all bolted up. I don't know if that was the right bolt pattern or enough bolts or what, but I think that's pretty darn tight. Joint fits pretty good. This end fits real nice. It fits pretty good along this long seam, considering I cut the damn thing by hand. This top does not fit as well as I would like. I wish that fit better, but I may just, I don't know, I might put a shingle or 2 in there just to keep the connection between the 2. But these are going to dry so much anyway. I'm not sure what'll happen. They'll probably twist and rack and who knows what. Interesting drilling a 1/2-inch hole through these things. You would think that would be fairly simple. The cordless drill wouldn't even think about it. So I went and got this electric 1/2-inch drill. That wouldn't even think about it. So I had to get Bertha here, and that would turn it, but it was grinding slow. The problem is the stuff's so wet that all the chips and sawdust that the drill bit creates, they don't fall out of the hole. They just plug up in the hole, and then you can't even back it out because it's so jammed up. So anyway, interesting. So we're looking pretty good. Now we got 1 continuous beam. It's pretty darn straight. I feel good about that. Now I just got to start moving it up, jacking it up into place, and get it secured temporarily. I'm not gonna have time to pour cement here this trip. Next weekend's Thanksgiving, so that's not happening. And it's probably getting too cold anyway, unless we had some real warm days. So I'm gonna get this jacked up and secured, you know, with temporary but solid post, permanently temporary. Temporarily permanent, I don't know which is, but probably to get through the winter, and then, you know, next summer I'll probably just side this with some sheets of plywood quickly to get through the winter, just so snow doesn't blow in there on my tractor and everything else. Although the windows are broken anyway, so I don't know, there's holes all over the place. But I'll probably board it up for the winter, keep the snow off it, and then in the spring or summer when it gets warmer, I'll come up and pour a proper footing here and put new permanent posts in. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for now. That's the latest. Time to start jacking. Hydraulic jacks are amazing, especially when they're orange and they have wheels. Pretty sure this isn't in the OSHA barn jacking manual, but I was able to actually fairly easily move. So the vertical post that sits on this new beam and goes all the way up 2 stories to the roof was out about 3 inches past the beam, and that was a function of when the old beam rotted, everything rolled out, the foundation rolled in, and all the beams and everything up here rolled out. So this was all poking way out. And so now I got the new beam under it and supported on the jacks lightly. It's not jacked up into place yet. I was able to push this entire beam back in. It's still not level, but it can't go much further because it's hitting the floor now, so I don't know if everything is shifted over or what, but it's a heck of a lot better place than it was. And I think I showed this skid that I built before, but this worked perfectly. So I was able to let a little pressure off of the new beam so that the vertical beam could slide on top of it. And this slide skid thing that I had took the weight of it, and then when I pushed, it was able to just slide across the floor. You know, like it's 2.5, 3 inches in from where it was. So it's another success. Got to get this beam in a little bit further, but that vertical beam is going to stick out past the new beam. It can't go any further at the moment. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, all right, that's it for now. Great shape. It's about 8:30, and the beam is really in good shape. I've jacked the barn. This post is I don't know, 4 inches higher than it was, and it's still got room to go pretty easily, but I'm just gonna give it a break. I hate to jack anything too much all at once. So I'm going inside, take a shower, and fall asleep. Turn off a dozen light switches here. The barn is wired with switches everywhere for some reason. I think lights just went in over time. And didn't necessarily have a thoughtful approach. All right. Killing the lights. And that's it. So, tractor's in. I've been cleaning up for about 2 hours. You know, timbers everywhere,